They have a new person named Crockett. I watched her speak the other day. She's definitely a low IQ person. And they said, she's the future of the party. I said, you have to be kidding.
Donald Trump, a man who once bragged about passing a dementia screening by identifying a freaking elephant, has decided that he of all people gets to declare who has a high IQ. And who did he aim his latest crayon-colored insult at? Congresswoman Jasmine Crockett, a freshman Democrat, a black woman, a lawyer, a rising star who's spent the last year turning Republican hearings into political crime scenes. So what does Trump do when faced with a woman he can't buy, can't bully, and definitely can't out-debate? He panics. He calls her low IQ, not once, not twice, but in what's becoming a weird obsessive pattern. Why? Why does this man, a former president with more indictments than brain cells, keep throwing haymakers at a first-term congresswoman? That's the question I can't let go of, because the answer tells us everything about where MAGA is headed and what it's terrified of. So buckle in. This isn't just a Trump meltdown. It's a neon warning flare for 2025.
The fact that you just got done engaging in a conversation where we have a president of the United States who has no idea about the oath that he just took on January 20th tells me everything that I need to know. He didn't even have good sense enough in that same interview to say something as simple as, yes, I will follow the Constitution.
Even given those numbers that you're talking about, don't you need to uphold the Constitution of the United States as president?
I don't know.
The thing that actually derived from the oath that he was supposed to take, and he supposedly took an oath, which there's a lot of people that point out that he never put his hand on the Bible, even though he acts as if he could somehow be the Pope. But nevertheless, that oath specifically says that you will defend the Constitution. So the idea that you are now taking the Constitution and, as I said at the DNC, putting it through a paper shredder is a problem. And I think that this should not be partisan. This should be right versus wrong. A lot of the things that this administration is doing, they don't have anything to do with partisanship. This is right versus wrong. And right now, they are consistently wrong.
But before we dive in, make sure that you subscribe to the Borderline Wisdom channel, and if you've not already, hit that notification bell so that you never miss one of our episodes. Let's start with the quote that lit the fuse. On Meet the Press, Trump sneered. They have a new person named Crockett. I watched her speak the other day. She's definitely a low IQ person. Really, Don? You watched a black woman use complete sentences on national television and immediately ran to your favorite insult? The man who told Americans to inject bleach thinks Jasmine Crockett is the dumb one? The guy who thought raking forests prevents wildfires? This isn't about intelligence. It never is. This is about insecurity. And not just any insecurity, this is specific. It's white fragility with a spray tan. Because Jasmine Crockett is smart, unbothered, and loud. And when smart, unbothered, loud black women take center stage, Trump doesn't get nervous, he gets desperate. He's been doing this since 2016. Remember how he treated Maxine Waters? Or how he constantly undermines Kamala Harris with racial dog whistles dressed as dumb jokes? It's always the same pattern intelligent women of color stand up and Trump reaches for the nearest toddler insult. But Crockett didn't flinch. She clapped back with surgical precision. Every time you say my name, you're reminding the world that you're terrified of smart, bold black women telling the truth. That wasn't just a dunk. That was a thesis. And you know what the real IQ test is? How you respond to power you can't control. Crockett stays calm, strategic, and cutting. Trump, meanwhile, throws a tantrum like he's trapped in a booster seat. Crockett's not scary because she's loud. She's scary because she's effective. She's become the breakout voice on House oversight. She's the person Republicans can't bait. She torches their fake hearings without breaking a sweat like a political Serena Williams acing every serve. And the GOP hates it. That's why they've tried everything to discredit her, from mocking her hair and nails to using coded language about her demeanor. Because when policy fails, they always reach for appearance. Let me ask you this, if a president can't handle being questioned by a first-term congresswoman, how is he supposed to defend democracy? If Trump thinks bold women are threats, what does that make him? But here's what should terrify you. This isn't just about Trump being Trump. This is a warning shot. MAGA isn't afraid of losing to policies. They're afraid of losing to the truth. And Jasmine Crockett is the truth in human form. Let's pause and look at the absurdity of it all. The GOP wants to talk decorum from the same folks who brought us Lauren Get Your Guns Boebert and Space Laser Green, the same Republicans who still defend Trump after he called for terminating parts of the Constitution, the same man who used campaign speeches to mock a disabled journalist, insult war heroes, and cozy up to white nationalists. But Jasmine Crockett's the problem? Really? Number. She's just the threat they can't manipulate. She doesn't perform rage like MAGA does. She doesn't play their game. She shows up, does her job, calls out hypocrisy, and keeps it moving. And Trump? Trump is allergic to people who can't be bought silenced or branded with one of his sad little nicknames, which is why he keeps circling her name like a moth to a solar eclipse. Hers is built on truth. This isn't just about ego. Trump knows exactly what he's doing. Every time he calls Crockett low IQ, he's not just insulting her, he's throwing red meat to his base. It's a signal. He wants his followers to associate intelligence with whiteness, with maleness, with submission to him. And when someone like Crockett breaks that mold, he melts. It's projection, pure and simple. Trump's entire movement is built on deflection. Attack someone's intelligence when you feel intellectually inferior. Question someone's loyalty when you're under 91 felony counts. Call someone angry when you're the one red in the face screaming at clouds. It's a tactic that worked until now, because the old playbook doesn't work on Crockett. She doesn't get baited. She bites back with a grin and then resumes dismantling their entire argument. Let's ask the question again, why Jasmine Crockett? Out of all the people in Congress, why is she living rent-free in Trump's head? Because Trump's a coward, and Crockett is a mirror. She reflects everything he hates a woman who earned her power. A black leader who doesn't back down. A politician who won't lie to gain followers. She's not just a threat to Trump. She's a blueprint for a Democratic Party that stops apologizing for its own shadow. Here's the truth, nobody in D.C. wants to say out loud Democrats have a Crockett problem. Not because of her mouth, but because she exposes the party's fear. Too many Democrats are still trying to rise above the fight when the fight is already here. And Crockett? She walks straight into it. With stilettos and citations. She doesn't get caught in performative unity speeches. She doesn't let Republicans turn lies into law. And she definitely doesn't let Donald Trump skate by on charisma alone. We need more Democrats like her. Period. If the party had 10 more Jasmine Crockett's, Trump would be hiding under a golden toilet, tweeting in Morse code. Let's be crystal clear about what this means. This isn't about insults. This isn't about a headline. This is about who gets to lead in America. And Trump is terrified that the future might not look like him. He's right to be. Because if Crockett is the future of the Democratic Party, MAGA doesn't just lose elections, it loses the narrative. If Trump doesn't believe in the Constitution, then this fight isn't about politics anymore. It's about survival. It's about whether we still believe in truth, in courage, in leaders who tell the ugly facts, even when it's dangerous. Jasmine Crockett didn't ask to be Trump's obsession. She earned it. And now it's on the rest of us to decide, are we going to follow the loudest liar in the room? Or are we going to start listening to the voices he's trying so hard to silence? Because if bold, brilliant women like Crockett scare the hell out of MAGA, then maybe they're exactly who should be running this country. Vote like your democracy depends on it, because it does. But don't stop there. Demand more from your leaders. Tell your reps we don't need another press release. We need fighters. We need more Crocketts. And the only thing standing in their way is silence. Don't be silent. If you stuck with me this far, thank you. And hey, I meant it about the like and subscribe. I'd appreciate it. We're going to need every voice we can get in this fight.